Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we are here to talk about, a few things, but the star of the show is what got me thinking about this video. You see, Pat McGrath Labs has introduced a new shade of their Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder in yellow. So this little guy actually got me thinking, and this was introduced very quietly. I don't even know if you knew it had come out. It's brand new. It's at Pat McGrath Labs online. I've linked it below, and it's coming to Sephora soon, which I've also linked below. Depending upon when you're seeing this video, you might be able to get it now or very, very soon at Sephora. It is a yellow shade, and no, this is not for warmer complexions. As we know, Pat McGrath Labs is a very, very inclusive brand, so she's got everything covered. But this yellow, like I said, is not for warm complexions. This yellow is actually color correcting, and that's what made me want to try it out and talk about her powders and color correcting powders in general. Okay, so this is not to be confused with quite a few seasons ago, Ms. McGrath, Mother, introduced a loose powder when she did a huge release with her foundation, which is controversial, but I actually love it. I mean, yeah, I can smell the alcohol in it myself, but I still love it. But then she released a primer with it that was, and this powder with it that's okay. And that's the best I can say about it. So I don't want to confuse it with this loose powder. Then after that, she came out with this under eye blurring powder, and it's really, really good. And in fact, you don't have to just use it under your eyes. So that under eye powder, the blurring powder is a pressed powder in 3 shades at the time: light, medium, and deep. Okay, now here was the light, which looks really, really, really white, but it's actually very translucent. And remember, was initially meant to go under the eyes to blur and, smooth fine lines, okay? Then we had the medium, and you're gonna say, why would you need that? Well, I use the medium on the rest of my face because it's a pretty good powder. And I like to use it around my nose. We'll talk about why that is in a moment. And then a deep, which I don't have here, but I'll insert a photo. The deep I actually have been considering getting and probably will get during the Sephora sale because it's kind of nice for me to bronze. And of course, if you have a deeper complexion, just to powder your face. So why introduce the yellow? Okay, so this is made to go in conjunction. It can be used instead, but also to go in conjunction with the translucent and skin-like shades. What this does is, yes, it can set concealer, but really what it does is it's supposed to go on after you powder. You can even dab it on a red spot, or if you have a blemish that's red, you can even use it to highlight cheekbones and brow bone and just kind of offset redness and discoloration that happens under our eyes. Because the battle under our eyes for a lot of people is puffiness, but for so many of us is discoloration. So what I thought we would do today is we're going to try all 3 that I have out. I don't have the darkest, as I said, but that's fine because on me, the darkest would mostly be a bronzer. If you have a deeper skin shade, then you would just do that with your shade that you have or whatever powder you happen to have at home. This little guy, if I didn't mention, and all of these little products are $30 each, if I forgot to mention that. Okay, so today I haven't powdered at all. I have saved us some time by doing my eyes and my brows and my lips and all that, but I have not powdered under my eyes. Probably out of order for the way I would normally do it, but it works for this video. And mostly I also haven't powdered around my nose. Remember, this is called the blurring under eye powder, but it can be used anywhere. It's a powder. Of course you can use it anywhere. And I like this around here because if you have been with my channel for a while, you will know that I am allergy woman and I am sniffly and I'll rub while I sit here and talk to you guys. I am always red around here. Always, and kind of itchy and red and crack. And this is where, when I look in the mirror, I'll tend to fix my foundation, fix my concealer. And before I head out the door, before I come to record a video, before I do anything, I'll usually go to fix that area up because it's always red on me. So what a perfect thing. This is why I picked this up. Okay, so I've got a selection here of Rephr and Sonia G little brushes here that we can use, and of course my mirror. Now this is not a replacement for the translucent or skin color powder, so don't get that wrong. I mean, it probably could be a powder as a powder, but they really do say to use it in conjunction. So I'm going to go ahead and take this Sonia G brush here, and I'm going to powder under my eyes with my more translucent or light shade, which does come off very white, but it works well. You don't want to use too much of it. But as you see here, I'm going to powder under my eye. And this eye is now powdered underneath, and this one isn't. I can already tell the difference. I don't know if you can. So I'll do both eyes. We're going to add then the yellow shade to it in just a moment. But I'm first going to break open my medium, and it's translucent on here, so it's fine. I'm going to go in here with the same brush, and I am going to just powder around my nose because it's red already, and on top of my nose, it's red. Who was that old film star who had the red nose? W.C. Fields, was it? I'm not that old, but I just remember. Film lore. Okay, so that would normally be about the most I would do. I have not tried this yet, so I'm kind of excited to do it. Again, same brush actually. I have a few different brushes, but let's see what happens when we add in this very yellow shade to just kind of cover up. So this eye and this eye already just have my translucent powder. We're going to also try dabbing. I'm just going to put this on and kind of buff it under the eyes. And let's see what happens. Interestingly enough, I'm already noticing my nose is red and kind of peely. Honestly, my allergies. Oh, wow. That's interesting. Okay, so this eye now has the translucent powder, and I kind of buffed in the yellow shade here. This eye just has a dusting of the translucent powder. What do you think? I definitely think this eye looks better. I'd love to hear your input. And could you use this in place of your powder? Oh, quite probably. But it does say to use over. I'm going to put it around the nose, and then we're going to try it as it suggests on the high points of the cheekbones and underneath. Oh, look at that. Whoa, okay, I'm sold already, guys. Look at this, check it out. This side versus this side. I hope you can see it. This side is much less red. This side has the yellow powder, and it's neutralized that redness. Oh, I hope the camera is picking that up. I definitely see it. Oh, I'm a fan. Now the question is, yes, I know what you're asking and thinking at home. What happens on different skin tones? I hear you. I don't know. So this is where you guys come in. If you are lighter than me and if you are deeper than me, you got to let us know. It also has a certain translucence to it that, you know what, you guys, I would almost use this. Let me take this bigger brush. It's not a really fluffy powder brush, but I'm wondering about it kind of everywhere. This is a pretty powder. It looks like it would just kind of neutralize all red because I like that it neutralized the red. It is leaving kind of a little bit of a highlighted area there that I think kind of needs to be buffed a bit. But let's press it onto the high points of the cheek because it has a luminosity to it. And they say you can also kind of press it in, and you can even put it under the brow bone. Too big of a brush, I know, but let's just go with it while we're here. I'm doing these fluffy brows with the Charlotte Tilbury product, and it's just so, I don't know, it's not really me. Okay, but I can see the powder on me. So what I would like to do, this is not a buffing brush, so forgive me. Didn't bring all my brushes over, didn't think I'd need them. But I am gonna kind of buff them in here. I will tell you, I'm extraordinarily impressed by it covering the redness here. The only issue I have, and the reason I'm kind of going all over, is it left a bit of also luminosity in the area of just my nose, which is really nice for under the eye. If you have under the eye discoloration, that little bit of luminosity would really brighten you up. I know that not so many of us are not really going with that one shade lighter concealer under the eye anymore. I know we're kind of doing one more monotone look, but a little bit of luminosity under the eyes is still always quite pretty. So the little bit of shine and luminosity wouldn't be a problem under the eye. Around my nose, it was looking a bit silly when I didn't kind of diffuse it a bit. And now that I've done that, I should have just done one side. I know, what was I thinking, but I got excited. There is definitely less redness here, and that is down to this yellow shade. Let me show it to you again, this yellow shade kind of neutralizing redness. And what I did, and what I would normally do with the correct brush, is I would just kind of go in all over with that yellow. I like this. Again, Pat McGrath loose powder, hit or miss, mostly miss, but her pressed powder has a lot of fans out there, and this yellow shade got introduced very quietly. I think it's something that you might enjoy, especially if, like me, you have areas that get a little red. Again, I had to diffuse it because I didn't want that stripe of luminosity there, but once I did, I am quite pleased, and I hope it is showing on camera. It is definitely less red, and I will pin a comment to let you know how long that kind of lasts, because as I said, I do spend my life touching up the redness around my nose because I'm so sniffly. I love me the doggies and the kitties, but they make me sneeze. So let me know if you even saw that this was released. Let me know if you're a fan of the other under-eye blurring powders, and if you, like me, like to use them all over. Give me an update on what your thoughts are on purchasing this $30 little baby. So please leave a comment, leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already done so, my goodness, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.